Good morning. I'm Rashawn Gidwani, and you're watching the Daily Morning Note. It's Friday, the 10th of February, 2023. Our trade of the day comes from Phillip Security Research Analyst Zane Aw. He has a buy recommendation on Olam Group. The buy price is 1.55 Singapore dollars. The stop loss is 1.50 Singapore dollars. You can take profit at 1.63 and 1.69 Singapore dollars. The further easing of pandemic-related restrictions in Singapore did little to quell local traders' worries about inflation levels and the slew of upcoming corporate financial results announcements. The benchmark Straits Times Index slid 0.9% or 29.04 points to end Thursday's trading session at 3,359.48. Wall Street stocks tumbled for a second straight session on Thursday as Treasury bond yields pushed higher, while analysts pointed to the consolidation of earlier gains. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished down 0.7% at 33,699.88. The broad-based S&P 500 declined 0.9% to 4,081.50, while the tech-rich Nasdaq Composite Index dropped 1.0% to 11,789.58. Pan United has reported earnings of $9.89 million for its second half of financial year 2022 ended December, down 16% compared to the previous corresponding period at $11.5 million. For the full year, however, the company reports earnings of $23.4 million, 25% higher year on year. FJ Benjamin Holdings has posted earnings of $1.7 million for its first half of financial year 2023 ended December, a reversal from a net loss of $1.3 million in the previous corresponding period. The turnaround reflected higher sales volume as consumer demand returned in line with the abating of the COVID-19 pandemic. Dual-listed construction and engineering services provider Civmec Limited has announced earnings of 28.2 million Australian dollars in its first half of financial year 2023 ended December, 25% higher than the previous corresponding period. Revenue for the first half of financial year 2023 increased 7.6% year on year, 418.9 million Australian dollars on the back of increased activity levels and the timing of projects revenue recognition. Japan Foods Holding announced the group's revenue increased 20.5 million Singapore dollars or 54.1% from 37.9 million Singapore dollars for the first 9 months of 2022 to 58.4 million Singapore dollars for the first 9 months of 2023 in a business and financial update. The improved performance was due to the positive response to the group's expanded halal segment and boosted further by the lifting of COVID-19 related capacity limits and restrictions on social gatherings, including dining in since the 26th of April 2022, compared with the first 9 months of 2022 when stringent COVID-19 safe distancing measures were still in place. Wing Tai Holdings has reported earnings of $63.3 million for its first half of financial year 2023 ended December, 18% higher than the previous corresponding period. This is mainly due to higher share profits from its joint venture companies, as well as a write-back of deferred tax provisions that is no longer required. PayPal Holdings' cost-saving story continued in the holiday quarter as the digital payments company topped profit expectations for the period. The company on Thursday posted fourth quarter net income of $921 million or 81 cents a share, up from $801 million or 68 cents a share in the year earlier period. Pepsico on Thursday beat analysts' estimates for fourth quarter revenue and profit, benefiting from price hikes for its sodas and snacks to tackle rising costs. On an adjusted basis, the company earned $1.67 per share in the fourth quarter, beating estimates of $1.65. PepsiCo reported net revenue of about $28 billion compared with estimates of $26.84 billion. Lyft reported on Thursday a surprise fourth quarter loss and guidance that fell short of Wall Street estimates as margins were pressured by rising costs. Lyft reported a loss of $0.74, missing estimates for earnings of $0.15 a share, but revenue of $1.18 billion just topped consensus estimates of $1.16 billion. Netflix laid out plans to crack down on password sharing for accounts on its streaming platform, including setting up primary location and paying a couple of dollars for an extra member. The video streaming giant which has estimated that 100 million around the world use a shared account, said that members can now easily manage who has access to their account, transfer profile to a new account, and still easily watch Netflix on their personal devices or log in to a new TV. Boeing is set to score a 15-strong order for 737 MAX jets that will seat 200 passengers from Greater Bay Airlines. It should start to take delivery of some of the jets, which are 20% more fuel efficient than their predecessor, from mid-2024. Credit Suisse Group warned it expects a substantial loss this year after clients pulled a record amount of funds in the final 3 months of 2022, capping the bank's worst annual performance since the financial crisis. Phillip Security Head of Research Paul Chu downgrades StarHub to neutral with a target price of 1.08 Singapore dollars. The last close was 1.04 Singapore dollars. For Amazon, Phillip Security Research Analyst Maximilian Coswoyo upgrades his recommendation to accumulate with a target price of 117 US dollars. The last close was 98.24 US dollars. That's all for today. For financial news, tune in weekdays at 8:30 a.m. live on YouTube and Facebook. Please like and subscribe for more. See you again and have a great day.